Hey y'all, welcome to the Audacity Podcast. I am one of your hosts, tired of the bullshit, Julian of Julian Creates. That just gives you a flavor of how I feel today. Y'all pray. There you go. Who am I talking to today?
It's his eye, Aaronica, aka the event planner, aka the sewist extraordinaire, aka the teacher, aka the student, aka the fashionista, aka the wonderful one.
AKA the boss bitch. How about that? Yes,
Hey,
yes,
hey.
yes. Y'all, how y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good week. The week is here. It's weeking. I won't say it's bad, but I'm saying I'm ready to swing, get some things. Just a little two-piece and a biscuit on somebody's
Ooh,
head.
a two-piece and a biscuit.
Just a
I'm
little
in my
two.
snacking season. I'm like, this season is a season like, people are ending seasonal depression praises, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because our days are extending. And I love this for us, except for me, it seems to have triggered the never-ending snack monster. Um, so like if y'all hear some crinkling, don't be surprised because I'm sitting here eating these pure organic layered fruit bars because um
But it's organic, so that means it's good.
right, we're gonna make pretend to keep it copacetic, keep it cute while we snack away. So, and yes, I have had dinner. I did eat. So whatever.
And I'm wrong with it. It's all good. It's all good. Because yes, yes. It's interesting. As we were talking before we got on, we were talking about last year, going from this year to last year, we were talking about clothes fitting and not fitting.
Mhm.
Y'all, as I keep on having to remake stuff, everything. I need a new wardrobe, like for real, and not really knowing where you want to start. But what was interesting is that I did a I posted a picture that I posted like 6 years ago
Mhm.
compared to today. I'm like,
Oh, on Facebook
damn, yes,
again. But did you notice the smile?
slightly. I know what you. So you are not the only person who has now said that.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you.
That like my smile is different, that my countenance is a bit different. And I'm like, y'all up here clocking me? Shit. Um, but yeah, it's just it's very interesting. Just even seeing old pictures and old stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I can take it back 10 years. I'm like, damn. I mean, is this what happiness looks like compared to almost like living in kind of a depressive funk? I won't call it
Mm,
depression, but
mm.
a bit, a bit of a depressive hue.
Well, I imagine that your depressive cuke would be a little bit worse if you had been married to a compulsive liar.
Ciao, y'all. Have y'all been catching up on who the fuck did
What
I
is
marry?
this? It is ReesaTeesa
Right.
on
TikTok.
tick on in these tickety talk streets talking about
Telling all her
all of
business.
her. And you know what? Let me tell you something. I haven't gotten through the entire series, so definitely we're depending upon Julian who has finished the series. I'm still going to finish the entire series. In fact, I was on TikTok earlier. She was doing a live with the Jolly Ginger, who always be up in a tea on TikTok. Shout
Yes.
out to him as if he
Yeah.
would ever hear this, but still one time. And I understand that this has nothing to do with sewing, but this tea is hot. So we're getting it while it is hot. We're sipping. So sip sipperoo with us. And if
And
you
it
entertain
doesn't
watching,
have things to do with sewing, but I swear I know people like this in the sewing community.
it's a word.
We won't, I mean, allegedly, we won't say no names, but
It's a word. It's a word.
yeah, no. So yeah, so here's a synopsis. So during the pandemic, the panini, the beignets, homegirl decided that she was going, do a little dating, meet some people, get to know some people, da 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 da. And she met this man who was older, had supposedly had was divorced, had two kids, well, had
Step.
two a relationship with two stepkids, but were not his
Mhm.
kids. Former football player, all this stuff. He was a vice president at a condiment company. They decided to meet up in person, all that good stuff. On the way there, God tried to show her something. God tried to tell her something. As she was driving there in these Atlanta streets, her tire popped, tire blew. Um, she ain't say like, "Oh, let me cancel." She called the man, and he
Mhm.
came to help her and pay for everything and all that good stuff. Um, they, went out and everything just seemed so great. They started really going together. Started and then the pandemic happened and they moved in together
And they moved in together.
and decided to try to do this COVID lockdown life. Doing that, like, he's up here he's up here told her about his family, had all these people, but then start having deaths in the family. I ain't saying this in order, so y'all need to go listen to it.
Yeah.
All this other stuff. He was still working, all this good stuff. And they were up here, like they had rented a house, but then they were supposed to start looking for a house and buying a house and all this other stuff.
Listen, the first home that they tried to buy, I was like, yo, this cannot be life. Like, what is happening here? What's
Look,
happening?
look. And then he was supposed to be buying a car. So he up telling her to go test drive cars and all this other stuff. He was gonna pay for it. All of this stuff. He's up here having conversations with his brother and every morning at 6 a.m. Every morning at 6 a.m. Y'all. Every morning. And she up here never talking to him, but talking through him. Like, hey, my brother says, hey, all that good stuff. Y'all, why was it all a lie? Everything was a
Everything
lie.
was a lie. Here's the thing and I guess you know what this is related to sewing and crafting because the way that that man was weaving fucking stories
I mean, that was some brocade. That's some jacquard weaving. You hear me? Intricate.
in hand embroidery.
Look,
Okay.
cruel work, lace, bobbin lace. You
So
hear
here's the
me?
thing. I haven't even gotten into the reveal of this yet, right? But I got to the part where she had the miscarriage. Sorry, trigger warning. There is topics of
Loss.
miscarriage and things like that in here. But the fact that he left her in recovery for 3 hours and she overheard that David was answering the phone, dude, I was like, WTF.
So, how much more you want me to say?
Now I need for you to say it all.
So, note that so he supposedly got injured and stuff like that, was living in another room, hurt his knee, quit his job, all that good stuff. Now, no, they got married in less than a year, y'all. Understand that too. He was telling people when she basically said, "You gotta go. I can't do this no more." This is after she had a call with his brother. Like, finally got like somebody let her know, like, something ain't right. Look, I'm trying to save you. Like, so a former lady said this to her. Because she basically the stepkids, all that stuff was a lie. He had been married not once but twice before her. Both marriages lasted about 6 months. Um, his family, all the brothers and stuff he was talking to, and all the deaths in his family, all had been lies.
But wait,
So
who was he
like,
talking to when he was at the car dealership?
I don't even
A
think she knows.
surprise, surprise.
So, but like he said, he had offshore accounts and he was going to get the money from these different places. All this other stuff, lies. So basically, he now no, he said he had like step siblings and all that other stuff. Lies again. His parents and stuff had passed away. His grandmother had passed away, but had passed away years before. He said, like years before, he said he had, and he was up there telling her, like, yeah, my grandmother passed away. This person passed away. Oh, I'm so sad. Gaining sympathy. All these people had been dead. He was saying that he was talking to his older brother. Yes, he does have an older brother. But none of his family talked to him because he lied so much. So the whole persona of being this executive and everything like that at a condiment company is technically his twin. That's his twin's life. Mhm. Who also does not talk to him. His grandmother, who was coming, like he was talking to, said coming to pick him up, is not his grandmother or his aunt. That is his mother's friend that nobody liked because she lied to. So he basically told the this family friend that he was leaving her because she cheated and all this other stuff. saying like, but she's keeping the baby and all this other stuff. No, she had already had the miscarriage. He had weaved some webs. All of it lies. Come to find out, he was a forklift operator and stuff like that. Now, let's y'all got to go listen to it. It's a lot. It's a lot. It make you not want to trust nobody a little bit.
I'm
Now
happy out
who?
here because like it is the ghetto out here.
I mean, look. If it come down to that, give me a bob, and I'll be.
Or as Lisa said, Lisa from Black Woman Stitch says, it is a trailer park out here. No
I mean,
thank
look. Like I said, all I need is some good batteries.
gracias, pero no.
Give me some good
Mm-mm.
batteries. That's all I'm gonna need, and leave me alone. I can, I, I
Mm-mm.
can, I can, I
No.
can do bad by myself and do
You know
good
what
as
is
well.
always amazing to me? And I feel this, I'm in my fantasy book era, right?
Hmm. Well, this would be the
I feel like
perfect.
it's very obvious. But I feel like the same way that a fantasy book writer has to weave all of these webs, right? To me is a sign of genius.
Oh yeah.
To weave all of these lies and not forget.
But here's the thing: you to be good at it, you have to believe parts of it yourself. Like there has to be a part of you who has some. It has to come off to you as true. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. So here's the thing, like I can't lie because I'm just not good at it. Like I'm not good at walking unless I'm walking in the truth. Like I am not good at being fake. I'm not good at like making pretend to care about some stuff that I don't care about. It's just not, I just simply cannot. So the people who can, I'm always in awe of because I'm like, at no point in time is your inner voice like, fuck this shit.
So as somebody who sometimes has to do that for work in front of people's faces as I'm listening to stuff, I've gotten good, but it's a persona. I like it's I compartmentalize it. I can't live in it,
Yeah, I
but I
could
can
not
smile on your
like
face and like, oh, that's great. Yeah. Uh-huh.
listen,
Yeah.
like I'm not even good at lying to my kids. Like my kids will ask me a question. So, for example, today my daughter asked me why my lipstick was smudged. And I did tell her that daddy and I were kissing and that he happened to also kiss like my nose and my cheek and my chin, right? Because it's truth. But like, I simply cannot even lie to my kids. Like, I can't, like, I'm just not good at it. Like, they'll be like, Mommy, can't, like, what happened here? Or did you eat all the snacks? I'd be like, yeah, your girl was hungry. Like, I don't know what to say aside from what the truth is. Like I just simply cannot. The fact that
Child.
this dude it was like a mastermind at this
Mm-hmm.
because then he had invention after invention. But at some point in time, like for me, also like I think that and she's doing interviews and stuff like that. And and um, she's like she seems like she's all there. Right. So
She
like
is. But I
but
think loneliness
yeah.
makes you do crazy things. And I think that sometimes the want and need of a person really does push things. It was interesting. I was listening to NPR yesterday on the way home, and they were talking about marriage rates in the Black community. And talking about how there are almost more than half or almost half of Black women have never been married and probably never will be. And now, no, that's simplifying the thing. That's not exactly what they said. Don't y'all come here for that. But it was on NPR, and talking about there was a book about it, and talking about how especially for women who want to date Black men and stuff like that, how it adds another layer to it because Black men are twice as likely to date outside their race, and if they are of a upper class or have upper education or something like that, they're three times more likely to date outside the race and not date a Black woman. And if a depending on even and this was real crazy. I mean, it's 2024 and there's still some colorism issues showing how lighter skinned Black women are more likely to find a mate, like a Black male companion compared to a darker skinned woman, and how men will decidedly want somebody of lighter skin than of darker skin.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean,
It
like,
doesn't surprise me, but I'm like in our year, in our the year of our Lord
yeah,
2024, why are we still on the paper bag shit?
I didn't even. but part of me, so like when I was in college, in sociology, like I definitely studied the color stratification within different races because it's not only within ours, right?
Oh yeah,
Like the same
absolutely.
is definitely true in like even Brazilian culture, right? The lighter complected Brazilians are more desirable than the darker complected. Same thing with like Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Spanish,
I mean,
um,
basically every who has
every
any type
subset.
of,
Yes,
but also most of them have a tie to Africa and
correct.
tied to the slave trade. So anything that kind
Correct.
of that glums them closer to whiteness.
Is more acceptable and more
Mm-hmm.
desirable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which is really unfortunate because, and of course, like we see this in our household as well. Like actually we were driving back from track today and before we left, one of the coaches was looking at my face and it was like some like 40 degrees outside. Okay. So let me start there. It was cold and there was no sun anymore. So one of the coaches who's coaching my son is like, what came to the car was like, oh my God, were you just crying? And I was like, no, why? He's like, your nose is pink. And I was like, oh my God, why did you just do me like that? Like, I get that, like, first of all, my summer color is gone, right? Your girl be inside because it's cold. I was like, no, my nose is just pink because I have less melanin than you. And it's cold outside. Like, don't try me like this again.
Ma'am, that's not even a reason, and you know it's not
Well, it's
because of
possible
lipstick smudge.
that
Uh-huh.
I thought that I got it off my nose, but whatever. But I will say that it was more pink when I was outside. But then like Bo was like, "Mommy, am I the same color as you?" And I'm like, "I guess, I don't know." And then, of course, Aurora was like, "Well, I'm not. I'm darker." And I do not love how she has started to internalize or feel like she's less than because, you know, so Bo's complexion is in between mine and Aurora's. Kalima is lighter than I am, and then Denver is darker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me personally, we know what I like, right? I like
Right.
the chocolate. I like a little darkness, everybody. Darkness. You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
black and
Um,
bear.
but it hurts as her mom to see her begin to see the differences and desire a different skin color, like a different level of darkness. You know what I'm saying? Because when I look at her, I see this perfect face, this perfect person, you know, and I look at her hair texture and like last night I was retwisting her hair, which listen, Julian, I'm like, we about to fly to Cincinnati because I don't know how your girl be doing your all of your hair in like 2.5 hours. Because I promise, I swear to God, Aurora got a lot of hair, but she got way less locks than you. Last night I was putting in work. And I was like, how? How Sway? How does this person do this? I digress. But of course, as I'm doing her hair, I'm also like filling her with the affirmations of, oh my goodness, I love the texture of your hair. Your hair is so beautiful. And it is. Her hair holds moisture. It's soft. She doesn't have any scalp issues. Like she doesn't have any dandruff. I'm
Come
just like,
on.
girl, like, what does it feel like to be God's favorite? Like,
Does
seriously.
because that's for real. That is for
It
real.
is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her hair smelled so good. Um, but I know that I intentionally try to make sure that she is very clear about um her
No,
beauty. But I also don't feel like her beauty lies only there. And we affirm that as well. We affirm her for being kind, although she's going through this mean girl era. And I'm like, sis,
come on
there's
now,
one mean girl in this house.
and that's mama.
And that's me, because I'm gonna be the meanest out of everybody. So please don't push my buttons. You know what I'm saying?
But also, did she see that ain't work for her sister? She need to stop it.
It didn't. And
Um,
when Kalima is mean too, she'd be like, "Mommy, why are you being mean to me?" Girl, because you need the reminder. There's one person who could be mean in this house.
because you thought you was about to fight. You thought you was about to
Right.
wop wop and got bop bop. I'm just saying. Um, one I remember this, and it has always stayed with me, is the definition of especially beautiful Nubian skin of that such kingly features or such like queenly features. And it's like such beautiful royal glistening like skin. Like I started when people start using that language, I think that it really does hold um
Mm-hmm.
weight because it elevates the idea of it. And she has beautiful mahogany skin. She has beautiful skin that shows brightly. And like, so using some of that language, I think
Mm.
helps to it. And especially on the like, I think sometimes we need to reclaim the value in the hue, and not just in the person who has it. So, because they need to be able to see the hue means something and has the value. So using like the opal colors or using the beautiful, like some of those type of colors, even and equating it with some things of jewelry or something like that, I think people can, it makes you walk taller when you hear it that way.
Yes, I agree.
So I think like we all need to sometimes incorporate that more.
I agree with
Even
that.
I don't always say like I'm about to use something in the color black. It's gonna be jet and like jet jewelry. Jet still
Come on,
glistens,
Jay.
still shows. So, but like that, but also jet has holds all the color. Like black holds
Mm.
all the
Yeah,
color.
yeah, yeah.
And it
It's so
holds it so
cool.
tightly that light can't fully go through it.
Mm. Mm. That's
So
good right there, Julian.
so understand like you are able to absorb and hold the light more than any other. So that
Yeah,
those are the type of things that we need to start instilling the power and the magic in
yeah,
in the people and in the beauty. Um and it's not tied to just the color like they need to see the color as power too.
yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. Because I tell you what, some of the literally, the most beautiful people that I see in the world are people who do have color. Like
Yes.
we went to, and I say the white people are not beautiful because I definitely happened to see the star of Lucifer in
Look.
person. He was out to dinner at the same restaurant that we were in on Saturday night. And I swear, if I was not happily married as well as very pleased with my husband, I definitely would have dropped my drawers for him.
Oh,
So, because he is just so fine, but I digress.
right off.
But we went to the Balloon Museum in Atlanta,
Mm.
and I mean, like, and of course, Atlanta has so much diversity in it that we are not just black and white, we are all sorts of colors. And as I was just looking through, it was just such a treat for my eyes to look at, especially Black women. I was just like, look at us. Like, wow, the hair, the style, the faces, the makeup. I was like, wow, wow. I am happy that Aurora can look at other and easily see, multiple complexions of women who she can find similarities with, right? I know that I feel like I've talked about Tanisha from Yummy Crafts,
Perhaps. Yep.
um, who has these long, beautiful locks that, as well as Key from Key Crafts, yes.
Yeah.
Key Craft, okay, I think it's Crafts. Key Crafts, yes. Who have these beautiful locks, right, that she can see herself in. Like for me, I think that is so important for my children to see. Like right now, I didn't think I was gonna have to go through this with Bo, but Bo's classmates, because Bo goes to an international school along with Aurora, and some of his best friends have straighter hair,
Okay.
right? Because they might have Indian descent, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I want my hair to be shiny and flat like that. And I didn't think I was gonna have to go through this with a boy, but I am having to go through it with him, just like I had to go through with the girls, that God has designed our hair follicles differently. Simply
Just
put.
don't do like my peoples and end up giving them a texturizer. How about that?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Because I had my moments. I had my moments, Jesus. Praise God, there ain't no pictures of that. How about that?
Okay.
Because, ooh, the ghetto, just rough. But speaking of blackness and the beauty of blackness, let's talk about the creativity because there are some dope ass black pattern designers out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Sewing Network has been doing Black pattern designers all month long. So of course, our Know Me peeps and everything like that have been
Yeah.
featured. But we also been trying to feature more um indie pattern designers and stuff like that. So this past weekend, on Sunday service, we did the Ranger jeans from Happily Dressed, of Brandon of Happily Dressed. And I just gotta say, I really enjoyed that pattern. I really enjoyed the jeans. And I'm not a wide leg person the older I've gotten. Um,
I don't know, man, because the way that you slayed that look, survey says otherwise.
so my body has changed since from when I made that initial thought process. And I
Mm,
think at the bigger
thank God
when I
for
was
that.
larger, I was like, I was not feeling it on me.
Hmm.
Now I'm like, oh, this is cute. I can do this. But especially those jeans, because they're the perfect width. It don't
Hmm.
feel like it's too much.
No,
And then they're also slim through the hips and
the
stuff
hip
like
and
that.
thigh, right?
They
Yep.
fit there and then flare out. And I'm like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his second like his next pattern,
Yes,
those
look,
wrap trousers. Cause like
look,
I love a wrap pant and I've made wrap pants, like I've drafted my own wrap pant pattern.
right.
But the fact that his wrap trouser also has a fly,
Flying pockets.
listen, listen.
Now, and what I'm trying to think, because I'm already thinking about it, especially because the back wraps around.
Hmm.
Can I put a welt pocket in the back?
You know you are king of wool pockets.
I mean, just a little shinkadink, a little
A
skit,
little razzle dazzle, a little hold on, hold on.
right, a little yang yang around the back.
A little
Just
yang yang.
to give me full trouser um will be kind of hot. But yes, I'm super excited for those. And I think that they're like being able to see yourself and see other designers shine, especially Black designers in this new space, has been fun. Like, from Beauty du Jour to Kishi B, Marcia, like there are other pattern designers that are doing it up big out here as
Mhm.
Black pattern designers. That it's just been fun to
It
see
has
and to
been fun.
experience.
You know what I'm loving? So of course, Mimi discovered or started Know Me to
Mhm.
give so us inside of the community a voice to and a chance to design where we otherwise wouldn't be able to. And I love that she was able to do that. I love even more that so many other designers are taking either pattern making academy or what is Victoria's class called?
Um, Confident pattern maker.
Right. So that they can, or even the pattern making workshop, that's the one that I did years ago, so that we can also kind of draft and discover our own voices, right? Because like I said, like seeing these people and seeing like people just out and about, right? And seeing their fashion, seeing their style, it's so inspirational, especially when you have that opportunity to truly turn it in to something that can be like repeatable, right?
Yeah.
As
Yes.
opposed to just the cup like fly, like I don't even know how I did that. And I don't know if I can do it again. Like what I'm
Right.
about to
Like,
do with this jacket.
here you go. Love
Right.
it.
Love it.
How we got here, I don't know.
I don't know. Can I repeat it? I don't know.
Look, you might
Surprise,
say you
surprise.
might. Right. Look, really. I think, and I think that this is an opportunity. I think more people are needing to see that from a perspective of we need to be practicing within our creativity. I think so for so long, even with patterns, one like our directive is that it has to be, you have to give it to the people how it's written.
Mm-hmm.
And as a designer, I'm like, especially as a designer of a pattern, I want to see how you would change it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the inspiration, but I don't want to be.
Right.
It don't need to be full invitation for me. Now, if it is, that's your business. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love it too. But
Me too.
I want to see how you how
I want to
how
see I
you
want to see you flip it, reverse it. Come on, Uno, reverse that.
look.
Give me a wild card.
I make it anything you want. Like
Right.
I think that as a world, as an America society, we have forgotten how to be creative. Like we know how to
Ooh,
imitate.
yes. Ooh, I'm like, should we bring it up or not?
I mean, we here now.
We are here now.
We are.
Let the record show that we're here now because of dear brother Julian's mention of imitation. First of all, let's actually kick this off with imitation is not the best form of flattery. Imitation is the best form of laziness. Okay.
Ooh.
Um, so what brings us to this? Do you ask? Could it possibly be that a Black designer got ripped off by a huge brand in the sewing community? Is that what it is? If that was your guess, then ding, 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 ding. You are indeed correct. Now, here's do we get specific or not?
No.
No.
We're gonna
Okay.
keep it
Whew,
cute.
okay.
We're gonna keep it cute. But also because you ain't gonna fully find the evidence of this, because most of it was deleted. Um, some like you might find pieces, but most of it was deleted.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now I have screenshots, etc., etc., etc. Um, but like I understand that in the world today, there is nothing that is truly original, right? We're all inspired by something that already exists. The
Mhm.
beautiful thing is that when we get inspired, then we also have that opportunity to put our own little dink on it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Our
Yeah,
own razzle dazzle.
what makes it us? What makes it
Exactly.
yours?
And when
Hmm.
we're able to do that, ooh, that is so good. It's a
Yes.
beautiful thing, right? Because we're able to, and I relate this to parenting in a way of, right, like my mom did insert X for me and my brother, which
Hmm.
obviously was pretty good because we turned out to be pretty dope individuals. I'm not gonna lie. But there were some things that I felt like she could do better. So here I am remixing what she did with my own kids. And now I'm taking where I started, which was pretty good, and I'm making it now even better. And I see that and I relate that to design because if I see that you have made these bomb ass red wide leg pants, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do it too, but how can I do it my way? Right? Usher said it best. Okay, my way.
Right. What I
Then it
say goes. I'm in
go
control.
ahead. Right. And here's the other thing. If I decide that I just would like some red wide leg trousers, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say I was so inspired by my brother Julian Creates when he made those fly ass red pants that I just went ahead and made a pair to match him. Because you know what that does? That gives credit where credit is due. And if I didn't feel like putting my own flipping in reverse, right? If I wanted to do a red pant leg and maybe a hot pink pant leg, which I might just decide to do, right? Because it sounds like a great idea to me.
It does. It does. Uh-huh.
But now that becomes mine.
Right.
It becomes
Right.
mine. I took something that I was inspired by and I created my own. I flipped it in reverse. I put down a skip me, right? Because everything can be related to Uno, in case you could not tell, right?
Really can. But
Uh,
what's interesting is, and I think people forget. So it it goes, especially when it comes to design, it's like between moral and legal. Okay. And
mm-hmm.
copyright wise, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't no lawyer and I ain't giving no legal advice. This is just kind
God
of
damn.
what I've learned. That you really cannot anything that is used to create a usable product, such as clothing, that like there is a process to it, you really can't fully copyright. So like a pattern itself, you cannot copyright because most of the
Here,
time,
you can overseas though.
yeah. So here in America, where we a lot of times see this happen. Okay.
Right.
And a lot of times to get away with that, people will change it up by like 10%. So that you can add a zipper someplace. You can change the seam allowance. You can add a little shank to dank, little detail here or there, and give it, and it's a different design. Because most of the time, especially like men's clothing, when you think about it, everything is based off of a shirt block or a pant block. You can change the width of the pants, you can do different things, but you gonna get the basic things from everybody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm just speaking for men's, but when you even add in women's, I mean, like, design is still going to be based off of similar blocks.
Hmm.
And so because of that, like legally, a lot of times it ain't a bad thing, but we know how our community works. And people, we
Correct.
want to honor the creativity that even inspired
Yes.
when you can. Now, I ain't saying you gotta get it right every time. If just but don't say like I had a dream last night and God gave this to me and it'd be the same thing I done came out with. Don't do that. That ain't cute.
It's not.
Don't
It's just
yeah.
not. And like, whew. And here's the thing. Like, if we're talking about a raglan pattern, obviously there's like literally only so many things you can do with a raglan, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yes.
and I would venture to say that mostly everything that you can do to a raglan has been done. We've seen raglan button downs, we've seen crew neck, we've seen scoop neck, we've seen V neck, we've seen crop top, we've seen dress, we've seen knit, we've seen woven, we've seen how is your jacket done? What is that
Um,
called?
saddle shoulder. Yeah.
Saddle shoulder rag because it's essentially raglan, right? I'm
Yes, it
just
is.
saying that we've seen a lot. So we aren't talking about a raglan here, though. I think that when we get into unique things, right? We're
And
not
it was
talking
the
about a
unique
bustier,
features
right? We're not
that
talking
that
about a
made
bustier.
it.
We're not talking about, like my patterns, I feel like are unique enough, right? Because they're pretty much within my aesthetic and I design for my aesthetic, right?
Right.
Like even for example, my newest pattern that's about to drop is a pleated skirt. There is nothing particularly unique about it. I did include some pockets as well as shorts because your girl's got a big booty and I don't want to expose myself. You feel me? Um, but there's nothing like if you were to design like a pleated skirt, like I couldn't be like, oh my God, I can't believe that he stole my design. It is a knife pleat skirt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, my skirt comes in micro mini, and above knee. Okay. Now, yours might come in mini, knee, and midi, whatever.
I
But
mean, I could kilt it, and we could. I mean, we could make a kilt. We could
you
make a
should.
kilt version.
Oh my God, that would be so sexy. I think that men in kilts are very sexy. Oh my God. Sorry. I digress. My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I just love men. Okay. It's fine.
That's
It's fine.
right.
Um, but like when you have a very um, uniquely done something or other, and then someone recreates it, it's hard to say that this was just a gift from God or your imagination
It
when it
is.
was a gift from a licensed pattern designer that you
I
just
mean,
stole from,
there's that.
who also happened to be a Black woman during Black History Month, where obviously nothing is honored.
Can we say that this Black History Month, they when tried, tried.
Mhm.
People have been trying us all Black History Month, and maybe because it's a leap year, and maybe just people don't like they don't believe we deserve the extra day. I don't
Ali,
know
the folks are mad. But
because
you
I
know what?
mean,
I don't want to say that I've been anti-Black History Month, but I feel like I am more because I'm Black 366 days this year, 365 days every 3 years.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, I want support all of those days. Like I want to see Black businesses thriving. I want to see small Black businesses supported. I want to see people patronizing Black businesses. I want Black creatives to get the credit and the money that they are due. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want us to be, and the reason why is because we saw during the pandemic when it was so blatantly pointed out and no one could hide from it because we were all at home bored in the house bored, how Black creatives and creators had been so wronged and taken advantage of, that
Right.
now where everybody was all about diversity and inclusion, it all was performative. And I don't want
Exactly.
performances. You know
We
what I'm saying?
there are some companies that I think are still doing some of the work,
Yes,
and have made a better effort. But yeah,
I
overall,
agree.
I'm like, where you go? Where
Yeah,
y'all go? Where it all go?
where to
And
go?
to the point where not only are they rolling it back in some cases, they are people are getting penalized who took a part in it, who spoke up when it needed to be spoken up about. Um, and again, I'm ready to two-piece and a biscuit somebody because I'm like, what you're not about to do. I think I'm tired of screaming to be heard. Um, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
just been, and I think that has been really the the saying of the week is like my voice is tired.
Yeah.
I'm feeling worried, and I know the saying like do not grow tired of well doing or do not grow weary in well doing, all that good stuff. We know it, but that does not negate the feeling of I've been screaming over here, feeling like I'm screaming in the void.
Screaming. And honestly, that's a lot, like a lot of times that's how I feel. And whether it's in Black History Month, whether it's not in Black History Month, like, you know, there's a lot of times that I do feel like there is very much so screaming in the void. And I feel like, not even I feel like, even when someone said to me, um, oh, you're so lucky when Mimi announced the designers and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm not lucky at all. I work hard. Like I've been busting my behind, right? Like it seems like I was an overnight success, but if you scan through my account, I've been around for a long time, right?
Absolutely. Right.
Like I've been sewing, I've been sharing, I've been doing these things, right? I've been a content creator, like a professional content creator who has been paid for it since 2010, right? That was when I received my first payment. None of this was by luck. Am I as Have I grown as quickly as some others? Have I done? No. Have I grown faster than some others? Yes. But none of this is luck. All of this is hard work. And do you know what's funny is that there are still places where I'm still not seen, right? Like there are places because either I'm black or because I'm fat, right? Like
Mhm.
even when you look at patterns like New Look, there are no plus size New Look patterns.
Mm.
Butterick, no like plus size, right? When you look at like I didn't even know if there was like a Black History Month like pattern designer account, which I was really happy to find because I love being able to, of course, support Black designers year round. And
Right.
now I get to go to this list at any point in time when I'm looking to buy patterns and be like, okay, how can I like who over here can I support? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not on that list. Um, and so
No, I haven't looked at the list in a long time, so I don't even if I know either.
you're not on it either.
Well, and I think I like it for the historical perspective, and I
Yeah.
know I stand in the feet of giants, such as Stephen Burrows, such as Byron Lars, such as Willie Smith. Um, like there are some heavy hitters in the
Yeah.
pattern space well before I was. That I stand in giants of, and I'm like, look, I'm still a baby. I'm cool. Like people who
I don't
need to
know if
know
I
me
would
know
say
about
you
me.
were a baby. I mean, you my baby. No, I'm just joking.
You know, but so I get it. I get like
Yeah.
but also too I think it is and for a while there I don't know how when it was the last time I was like updated with pattern designers.
I mean,
um
neither do I. But again, I like to keep it because I do
oh
like to refer to it so that I can purchase and support and make sure that the fundulations that I'm over here busting my behind that I was not lucky to arrive at, end up going into the pockets of my people.
absolutely.
And that's not to say, of course, I don't support other designers. I do, but I feel like during a time where there's not enough intentional support of us, I like to be an intentional supporter of us. Um,
Especially since I think people negate or people forget the fact that in the year of 2024 we are still making first.
mm,
If that makes sense.
mm,
So first black persons to do something,
mm.
black woman in this space, first black man to do this. I was just looking at it was a guy who graduated from
But like when you say it that way, like in 2024, like, oh,
yeah. I was looking at something and the guy he was the first black like scientist of wine. Um So like meaning that he graduated from a program and was the first one to do it in the like ever to graduate and to
Uh-huh.
become in this field and in this profession. You're still seeing people who are still like first black women or men to get certain PhDs. 2024. Do you
That is like,
understand
oh, that's so wild to me.
that in the whole time, like somebody posted it, like, Beyonce came out with Texas Hold'em in 16 carriages.
Hmm.
She is the ninth black woman to ever chart, not to hit number one or anything like that, to ever chart on the
Hmm.
country Billboard chart. The first time it happened was, I think it was 1957. And then like it went into the 80s, 70s. The Pointer Sisters was on there for different things like that. But then
Hmm.
there was a span of like 20 something years that it didn't happen, or from like 80s to like 2011 or something like that, something crazy.
Yeah.
A very long time that it did not happen. And before Beyonce, the last person that happened was Tracy Chapman for not a song that she wrote, or not for a song that she sang, but for a song that she wrote
Hmm.
because it was a cover. So the Fast Car cover. So like it's like breaking into now, and then when you know the origins of country,
Hmm.
it even adds something to it like, ain't that a bitch? From the instruments that you're using to the cadence that you're using it with. Because most of that, I don't care what you do, they still gonna be in 2/4 timing, and that ain't natural for everybody. If you know what I'm saying.
Man.
If you know, that's all I'm gonna
The
say.
mere fact that, like you said, we are in 2024 and there's first of anything for Black people. And you know what? Of course, one, it's amazing, right? But the second thing that it is also infuriating because the fact that people think like, oh, well, why do you always make everything about race? Because in 2024, we're still talking about first for Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
like, let's not even talk about like first for like Asian Americans, first, because
absolutely.
like, that's just like the mere fact that we are still doing firsts, like, mind is blown. Like, psh,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
very, very wild to me.
And a lot of times, I don't even think that it's first, but it's the first time. But when somebody else decided to actually do it and record it, they get to claim whatever. Or sometimes history can be changed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot to think about. But again, I think my goal this year is that we're gonna keep on breaking first. We're gonna just keep on ticking them off. Because that's
Facts.
what we gotta do. Because if not us, then who? If
It
not
is
now,
true.
then
And
when?
when. Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what I would like to see is more Black owned sewing notions.
Yes. So I'm gonna tell y'all my dream. I'm gonna tell y'all my dream. Y'all better not steal it from
I'm
me.
ready. I'm ready.
My
Also,
dream,
we're trademarking it here on this here
look, look,
podcast. Don't
look.
steal this idea because we'll know you did.
I want to be a black owned sewing machine brand.
A
I would
Black owned sewing machine. What?
brand. I would love to come out with a line of
Yes.
sewing machines. So,
Yes.
and my line of sewing machine, because I done thought about this,
Hmm.
it would be what I love about machines. So it would be the tactile, almost mechanical feel
Mm.
of a vintage machine. It will look like a vintage machine, but it will have like the basic fun features, such as a thread cutter, such as automatic tension,
Automatic
um,
uh thread thread.
what threader? Yes, threader.
Yes, thank you.
Push button
Sorry.
threader. Like so, it would have some of the modern conveniences that we love,
Hmm.
but made for like I would have specifically made for garment sewers. So it might not have all the fancy stitches, but it'll have just enough. Like so, it get you some good buttonholes. It will have like some of your stretch stitches that you need. It will have a good straight stitch with like a perfect balance, like two Singer 201 style straight
Mm.
stitch.
Oh my goodness, Julian. We are manifesting because it's got to come to fruition. It's got to.
I mean, I've thought about this heavy. I've thought about this heavy. Yeah, and it will have like it will remind me of like so this week I've been working on the Bernina 1630 with the 1996 update because again, I had my crazy buying of vintage machines that continued into February. We ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it. Nope, we ain't talking
We're
about
not
it.
even here to judge.
No. So like it gave me like I used it this weekend on live, and when I tell you it gave me everything I needed most of the time.
Mhm.
The only thing that it like that was bothering me is that I struggle with sounds, especially when I hear electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
So you know what? The like the whirring or the buzz sounds, the high pitched like I go bonkers. I hate hearing electric.
Mm.
I'm very sensitive. I don't know why. I'm very sensitive to it. So this machine, I guess, you know, it probably hasn't been used for a while. I cleaned it, I oiled it, and everything like that. But I was hearing the electric. So that was bothering me. But like the feel of it, the way that it's sold and stuff like that, I love. I love,
Yeah.
and it's like an old school digital machine, meaning that you
Mm.
could, it still feels that not everything is a computer, but it still feels like it's mechanical, but there's some step motors in it to help. It's like, it feels like a Bernina. Like, this is why I like Berninas anyway, but I want to give it like a more of an old school flair and make it a black machine or like a beautiful, like midnight blue and not plastic. Now, this machine might be bespoke and it might be expensive as hell, but it's going to be worth it. So I'm just letting you know.
In my head, I want to be like you and like have all these machines and stuff like that.
Keep it in your head, honey, because it's cute and
I'm not
romantic in the
keeping it in
head.
your head. So don't let it
But
come out.
no, it's romantic in the head, but in person, I'm like, child, as I'm sitting right now. So I can see right now in front of me, one, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 15 machines that are just around, no, 16.
What the
16
hell?
just surrounding me in my space right now. No, yeah, that I can easily see. There are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 machines just in my room right now. I think I might be missing some.
I have two, but I have three printers, so I don't know if that.
Look, it's all right. You have your things, I have mine.
Yeah, but like
It's
I feel like I need more, not just to accumulate because like I needed to drop my machines off to be serviced, but like while
mhm.
they're being serviced, what am I supposed to do? Granted, I have other shit that I need to get done, right? Like I'm planning Atlanta Frocktail, so there's stuff I got to do for that. I should probably be advertising coaching with me more, so there's more to do with that. But I'm always like, without my machines, who am I? Like, am I even a person? Do I even sew?
Look, I think so. Part of the issue that I'm having right now
And
is
before
that
somebody comments, oh, you can hand sew, no.
um like my modern machines right now are just they need to go on timeout for a little bit. I think
Yeah.
they all need a break. They all need a break. Cause you know, we was running through. I was running through the six. You hear me? With the machines.
Like me right now.
And they was just losing their minds. And like I can hear little things like they just don't sound right and stuff like that. So it makes me want to just we need some time with the vintage.
Yeah. And see, I'm going, sorry, my eye is itching so much. I think I'm allergic to something. I don't know what it is yet. Um, but when I head to Washington next week,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm gonna be dropping my machines off. So they're gonna be worked on while I'm away. I fly out Tuesday morning.
Okay.
And here's the thing, I'm not even gonna probably drop them off. I'm gonna have Denver drop them off because I gotta be at the airport at like 7.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna have him drop my babies off. Brenda and Bernadette will be hanging out with Amberly at Atlanta Sewing Center, and I know they would treat them with the love and respect that they deserve as they are their dealer.
Look, look.
That is their dealers. That is where they came from. But it is so hard for me. Um, it's so hard for me to just be like to exist in my office without my machines. I don't even know what that's like.
And I think, yeah, it would like I will struggle. I will struggle hard. But that's why I have so many. Because then I can just like it becomes a new thing to discover. And right now I'm having fun discovering. It makes sewing fun for me. But I also like that's part of the what I like about sewing. So as I'm washing fabric right now to make some new shirts, I'm up here
Ooh, I
trying to
should make a
decide.
shirt with this. That's probably what I should do.
Yes, 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 absolutely. That's cute. I know, and I know the fabric. I know where you got it from. I've seen it forever now and never have picked it up.
I
And
mean,
I'm
we could
thinking
always
about it.
twin.
We can.
We could always be twinsies.
We can. But I Beyonce has inspired me. So I'm up here washing fabric for my Western wear shirt right now. And some other
Are you gonna
little
do any fringe?
no fringe. I'm doing this folkwear pattern. So I'm doing this version. So
Okay.
it is cuts out, it's circle, it has a smiley pockets.
Are you gonna make some assless chaps? Sorry, I'm just asking the questions that the people want to know.
Probably not. Probably not.
It's lame.
Y'all ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't ready for the jelly that jiggles. Probably a little too
Ooh,
much.
ooh. I don't think
So
you're ready for this.
look, unless there's some type of butt bra in it, to keep the butt from dragging,
I
the
can't,
wagon
sir.
from dragging.
Simply cannot.
I mean, look, yeah, we ain't doing that to me. Y'all ain't doing that to me. But I'm excited to make that shirt. I'm making another shirt out of a digital print that I found that I really like. So things
Mm.
are in the washing machine now. As soon as we get off, I'm about to throw that in the dryer.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, I need like I did my pattern test. All my pattern tests got done, photographed, and everything like that. So I'm excited to share that.
Okay. Well, send me
Um,
some pictures. I would like to see some sneaky peekies.
yeah, I can definitely do that. And then we did the red pants. I'm about to hem those so that I might be able to find a little event or something to wear that little outfit to.
Baby, because they are fire.
It's cute. It's cute. I'll give it that. It's cute. Um, shoot, I need to uncover like I have so much stuff like in my chair of my industrial. I need to uncover because I need to we need some industrial time now. So that's next.
I do secretly wish that I had a space for all of those machines, at least in industrial, because
Mhm.
I do feel like I would, like I feel like I'm in my woven girl era now, where I don't only want to do knits, but not saying that I don't love my Brenda for it because she's fantastic, but I also feel like, you know what I mean?
Especially for like the straight stitching, like especially when it's
Yeah.
just straight stitch. And industrial is lovely to have because it just goes fast. It just
I'm
goes
not
fast.
gonna lie, I really just pop everything on into Bernadette and I just do
You
because
do.
there's the combo stitch and we just be combo stitching it up.
Well, I got a beautiful Valentine's Day present.
I
I
did
got
hear about
Yes, I got the Burnett B68 airlock from our great friends at Bernina. And it has been such a fun machine to use.
it. Yeah,
And my main thing for using it is accessibility.
yeah.
I think people when they see the L860, they see the L890, especially if like, they might be coming new to surging or something like that.
Hmm,
It could
hmm.
be a bit of a shot when they might see a MSRP price. That ain't the price you always gonna get at your dealer. That's why you need to go talk to your dealer. But the Burnett B68 for especially a combo machine with air thread is a great place to start. I think like price wise is more accessible for a lot of the people that watch us all. So, I just want to give people that option. I think that it's important for people to see that you don't have to be rich to get nice machines to do stuff. And I mean, y'all know most of the machines I have I purchase used, but I have a great relationship with my dealer, so that I make sure I have that dealer relationship to take care of them.
Yeah. And that's
So,
that's actually very important. Very,
mhm.
very important. And I know that we are both Bernina brand ambassadors, But just because we have Bernina dealers does not mean that the dealer only does Berninas. Like,
No.
granted, my Bernina sells only Bernina, Burnett, and Baby Locks, but they repair everything. They're gonna take all of your machines.
Yeah.
Um, and
Because
so I do
let's be
agree with
real.
that.
I take a machine that was not able, because y'all know I got all brands.
Hmm.
I took a machine in to get service at not my dealer,
Hmm.
and I swear for God, they fucked that machine up.
Oh, mm-mm.
I took it to another dealer that was not my dealer because I took it to the dealer of the brand that I
Yeah,
have, and I got it back. When I tell you that thing is rattling, shaking, squeaking, and squealing, I'm
doing
like,
everything it's not supposed to.
everything is not supposed to. And I should have known something when they sent me the machine back, and this was in a baggie next to it.
No, no, because that was
What y'all
supposed to be
seeing is a whole ass part
in the machine, not in a baggie.
in a baggie
That's like
next.
somebody handing you your kidney after you had like foot surgery. Like what?
Look, I don't know. I like, and I'm like, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I don't know what this is for. But and I should have known better because I remember some years back I took a machine to them to have service. It was a Viking Sapphire 930 or 830. And I was like, okay, it sews and it did a good buttonhole, but like straight stitch wise, it looked a mess.
Mm-mm.
And it has automatic stitch. I'm like, can y'all fix this? Why that machine come back and it's the in the stitch didn't look no better?
The stitch was like, actually, this is how I identify now. So
And I'm like, this what we doing for real? And
yes.
literally, that machine is in timeout and in the banished part of the basement.
Mm-mm.
After spending like $80-$90 to get that sucker service, and the machine that's is squeaking while and how much did I pay to get that service?
Too much.
$200.
Mm-mm. It was too much. It's too much.
So I now basically need to take it to my dealer to
Yeah.
like fix this, and that's why it's important to know. Like I knew better.
Yeah.
I knew better. I don't care what brand. Like I trust your service person. It's important, but there's also now you have Sewing Machine Doc Academy. Like you can learn how to service too. Probably not to get to full diagnostics, but at least to make sure your machines are clean and stuff like that. Please, like it's important because it's harder. It's getting harder and harder to find good service technicians. So make sure you can get
I
your
believe
service.
that. I believe that. So my dealer had a technician retire.
Mm.
And I was a little sad, but then I found out that his replacement one had been there for a really long time anyway and had been like a sewing machine tech for 20 plus years. And I was like, oh, okay. He
Look
may
at
see my
here.
babies then. He may see my babies, you know? Um, but yeah. And it's wild because like I get it that like so many so many people think that these trades are going out, but these are like the trades that keep on giving, right?
Yeah.
Because I get that, like, and you know, AI and stuff like that is taking some people's jobs, but you can't take the job of a technician. You
No.
know what I mean?
Right. That's
Um, and so I think that this is very, very important, you know. Okay, so we know what you're working on. I'm
yes.
going to toss in here that I'm working on creating not a brand new wardrobe, but I am over here mapping out what I want to wear next week for Sew Expo. One of the
Come on.
things that I talked about during my live this week on TikTok was just about feeling a little insecure, a little less than, because last year when I went out to Sew Expo, I was essentially this size. And I was like, next year, I'm not going to be this size. And this year, I am still this size. Now, props to me because I didn't get any bigger. And I did have a lot that I went through last year.
Right.
Um, but I also want to make sure that when I get on stage and when I'm teaching, I feel the best about myself that I possibly can. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that my outfits, and also like I don't want to pull a New York Frocktails and be over here making things when I'm supposed to be boarding an airplane and run the risk of missing my flight. Nobody has time for that. Okay.
Right.
No one has time to almost be missing a flight from Atlanta to Washington. It's just not on my list of things to do. Okay.
No.
But I
No,
do want to have some cohesive looks because if I'm talking about like taking measurements or creating cohesive wardrobe or sewing these things, like I want to look the part. I want to look like I should be listened to. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely understood.
So this week, that's what I'm working on. Tonight, I'm actually going to go ahead and sketch out a couple of looks that feel good to me. Today's outfit I really liked and I got a lot of compliments on. And I wore a pair of black like pleather leggings
Hmm.
with a white button-down shirt, and then I had like a duster on over it, a navy blue duster. And of course some Jordans because I still am who I am, you
Of
know.
course, of course.
And I felt really comfortable, really confident in that. So I think that playing with that is going to like playing with that, those silhouettes are going to be big for me. Like I love
Hmm.
having a duster. Also, it's very cold. And in the fairgrounds, it's cold. Like
Yes.
it's not hot. But also I am a nervous person and I'm an anxious person and I sweat a lot when I get nervous and anxious.
Mm.
So dressing in layers for me is peak because I got to be able to take it off and put it back on without exposing or giving people a free show. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We believe in that. Don't do that. Make them make them pay.
I mean, I could always be offering a cup for tips, but I digress. So that is definitely something that I'm trying to do and work on this week. I'd like to make some of these wide leg pants because you know wide leg anything is my jam.
Come on, yes. And the Ranger jeans might just be your ticket because
Yeah.
they gave me what I
Yeah.
need.
I feel like those Ranger jeans and like a stretch denim,
Mm.
so good, right?
Very cute. Very cute.
So, but I also have like I've got this like because you know chartreuse is obviously my color right now. I did get this like chartreuse-esque color like twill feel.
Ooh,
It's not stretch, but I feel like I can make fetch happen with somebody's pant pattern.
including your own.
So I don't know if I'm feeling like making pleats. That's the only reason why I did not include my own.
Okay.
Um, but I'm thinking about the Protier pants or the Rivera trousers.
Okay.
But
Very
also,
good.
so Laura PR, one, I'm a big, very, very big Laura PR fan. She has the tulip trousers, and they do have like a little pleating situation, but it's almost like they pleat inward to create like a tulip pant. Like, and I'm just like, that shit
That's
is
cute.
fire.
That is
That's
cute.
real cute, Laura. Real
Hmm.
cute girl.
You have options. You have
I do.
options. And
Not too
and
many because I gotta plan this shit out tonight. So
there's that. And yes, and you need to be done by Monday.
exactly because your
So
girl's gonna be packed by Monday night.
look, so and because of that, y'all, we're gonna let y'all know now because our girl is out here flying in these skies. We're gonna take a week off.
We're gonna take a week off. It's hard, but we're gonna do it.
But y'all know why? Because girl is out here making money and doing big moves. And we're gonna celebrate that. So on next Friday, y'all can still send positive vibes all throughout the week because y'all know she's gonna be in her stories, giving us play
And
by
am
plays and everything like that, and
and am.
vlogs and everything like that. So that is y'all. That's gonna be y'all podcast for the week next week,
Ooh,
and y'all gonna
ooh.
be all right. And we'll talk because y'all know we coming back. Y'all be all right.
Big
I'm
Daddy
just
has
letting
spoken.
y'all know. Y'all gonna be all right.
Hmm. Hmm. And with that, Julian, go ahead and take us home.
So y'all, we want y'all to make sure that you are not only celebrating the beautiful hues of melanin on just this month, but all year long, especially
Mhm.
this year where you have 366 days.
Give us that day. Come on.
You hear? But make sure that if you are rocking some different black pattern designers or pattern designers of any color and shade or hue, please let us know. We would love to hear more about that. We hope that you take the week to find your own creativity, to find your own voice, to advocate for yourself, to show yourself all the love that you still need on a daily basis. And don't get caught up with some trifling men. That's important. But until next time, y'all, we hope that you are growing out here, shining out here, and as always, being audacious. Until next time, y'all.
Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.